When looking for the king of podcasts, you're at the wrong channel.
Well, excuse me!
Looking for good ideas for life? You're far from good hands.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
If you think the listener is always right, you're far from the right place.
Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works!
Hosted by a Northeasterner by birth, but a rebel by choice.
Are you threatening me?
If you want a host that floats between love and madness,
and we know the night is always gonna be here anyway. Thinking of you's working up my appetite, looking forward to a little afternoon delight.
then play on and listen to Crazy Train Radio.
All right, guys, listen, this is the blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?
Warning, creators of this game do understand the subject matter may be offensive to some, but they do honor the families and people that have been affected by these real-life tragedies that these individuals have caused. Want to play a game?
Oh, yeah!
Lover of true crime?
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, we got an interesting game for you to check out.
Wow.
With the mashup of influences such as horror movies, collecting cards, and RPGs.
What?
Led to giving birth to an incredible creation of this game, Killers, the card game.
You are all my children now.
This game is a collectible trading card game featuring some of the most infamous killers, with tidbits of trivia on the back of each card to help you learn some insight to each criminal.
Who the hell are you?
Let's not forget, during the game, cops will be chasing you and these criminals.
I'm a cop, you idiot!
However, check out their website listed through all social media today, which can be found under Killers, the card game.
Am I on the internet?
I want to play a game.
I am Mia Brown, and you are listening to Crazy Train Radio.
Hey folks, it's your least favorite host in the podcast world, Croc, Jonathan Steele. And boy, do we have a good one for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this next guest is a fun and passionate, caring, multi-genre recording artist that has a charismatic smile, which I've seen with her laugh, that is infectious, and her music encompasses, which is a total mix of different things like Midwest pop, club bangers, jazz, touch of blend of country, of different styles to create a unique style of her own. Her new single is Back to My Boots, so let's go ahead and welcome Miss Mia Brown. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I can't complain, so thank you for the reschedule. But before we get into everything, Back to My Boots. So it came out early October. So what's the response been? What can you say about the song? Just what are we working with here as far as the song that people may or may not be aware of?
Yeah, so far I've heard nothing but great things, which is amazing. I'm super grateful to have worked with Keith Burns on the song from Trick Pony, as well as Mark Oliverius, who has a whole list of incredible people that he's worked with in his lifetime.
Couple.
Yeah, just a few. And it's really just such a fun song. I mean, it's a great dance song. I mean, there's a dance to go along with it. It's very self-explanatory, exactly what it says in the in the song. And Keith is actually featured on the song as well. But I'm just so grateful that they wrote this song for me, and it's just a great fun song.
Well, before we get into everything else, why don't we go ahead and put that right here?
Sounds good.
Right step, left step, swing it down low.
Come on. Well, it's been too long since we've been out on the town. Raised a little cane when the sun went down. Well, it's about time I took you out. Show this town what you're all about. Come on. Mama said I'd meet somebody like you someday. Deep south, down home, Texas made. Hand-tooled leather and a little bit more. Born to do damage on the hardwood floor. I'm getting back to my roots, where I belong. A little neon, non-stop, two-step song. T-R-O-U-B-L-E, a little honky-tonk attitude's all I need. You can go on and blame it on my roots, but tonight I'm getting back to my boots.
Here we go, here we go.
Heel toe, here we go. Who's the man that I admire the most? My buddy Tony Lama and his friend Dan Post. Never fall short on a Friday night. Heel toe, here we go, do it just right, yeah. That's right.
Here we go, here we go.
Well, I really don't remember, but I've been told I was dancing in the cradle, only 6 months old. My mama used to sing, boots were made for walking. I got my first pair and I said, Mama, now you're talking. I'm getting back to my boots, where I belong. A little neon, non-stop, two-step song. T-R-O-U-B-L-E, a little honky-tonk attitude's all I need. You can go on and blame it on my roots, but tonight I'm getting back to my boots. Heel toe, here we go.
Right step, left step, swing it down low. Heel toe, here we go. Right step, left step, swing it down low. Heel toe, here we go.
I'm getting back to my boots, where I belong. A little neon, non-stop, two-step song. T-R-O-U-B-L-E, a little honky-tonk attitude's all I need. You can go on and blame it on my roots, but tonight I'm getting back to my boots. Heel toe, here we go.
Right step, left step, swing it down low.
Heel toe, here we go.
Right step, left step, swing it down low.
Heel toe, here we go.
Right step, left step, swing it down low.
Heel toe, 1, 2, here we go.
So coming out of Back to My Boots, which is a toe tapper, to pardon the pun, obviously musically, and I'll have links to everything so you can go and support and check all this out, the music and me in general. But how would you define your musical style? Because it seems like you take listeners on a musical journey: life, love, pain, healing, joy, just many different emotions through your songs that you've written so far.
Yeah, I would just explain it as it's almost like my biography. It's it all explains who I am as a person in a nutshell. I mean, Back to My Boots is the first song that I haven't written on myself. But it captures my personality so well in that song. It captures my charisma and how I can have a little sass sometimes. But I would just
having
say
sass, stop.
Trust me, my parents see it. My boyfriend sees it. But only them, really. I do have just a little bit of sass, but it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
So,
it's there when needed.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I would just say that my music just encompasses who I am as a person. I've been through many hard things in my life that I wrote about, and I've been through some amazing things as well. And I just want people to know that whole story.
So, from a musical standpoint, and we know everything online is true, because I would say, and I don't know, I would say I got several years on you age-wise, but just based on observation, I would say you would be, since you would be probably younger than me, you would be of the first full generation with the internet, and that everybody, that's all you've known, life with the internet. So
I am slightly older than Google.
okay, but yeah, at least with your memory, and you've grown up with, it's like commonplace. It's like you're gonna have a refrigerator in your house, and or cable TV, and you know what I mean. That's what I mean with that. That all you've known is life with the internet.
Yeah,
but with those tongue-in-cheek jokes aside, like I said, everything online, it says, at least, and correct me if I'm wrong, that started singing kind of around the same time you learned to talk and learned piano at a tender age of 4, which reminds me, I'll have to connect you with her post conversation. A classically trained singer and pianist who does Southern rock.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to connect you with her. She's awesome. I think you'll like her. But then during teenage years, you learn to write music and play guitar. So you mentioned there about with the different emotions with the songs and the journey you take people on. So what would you say is the biggest change musically when you are writing songs at 14, 15, 16 years old to where we are now as a full-grown woman? You know what I mean? So, because obviously things have changed. Like I said, you're in high school. We were talking about somebody else before we started. I'm not going to drop her name here, but you know what I mean? You're going through so much at those teenage years, and plus then you got school, you got this, you got just things that everybody deals with, to where we are now. How much would you say your writing style has changed in that time period?
Well, it's changed a lot. I think mainly just due to my confidence level. Being confident in my writing. I mean, I wasn't fully, I never played any of the songs that I wrote while I was in high school. I never wanted to really show anyone any of them because I wasn't comfortable with them, and I wasn't sure if they were good or anything of that sort. But by the time I was 19, I finally felt more comfortable in playing those songs that I've written. And I mean, they've constantly, ever since I started writing, they've jumped genre to genre. I've always written anything from country to rock to almost like a jazz pop, like Amy Winehouse, to just actual pop. I've always been a multi-genre just because that's what I grew up around. But I think just with life in general and maturing and being more comfortable in my skin, that's truly what's changed with my writing, is just being comfortable with telling my story.
Well, with that being said, I think you bring up a good point that you weren't maybe comfortable in terms of sharing or playing the music you wrote and all, but would you, especially early on there during your teenage and high school days, but would you say it was a way to let out whatever mixed emotions may have been going through? Because obviously there might be times you're flirting with a boy or just, just the different stuff that we all deal with at that point. Was that just a good way to get out whatever was brewing inside here?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime I had a tough day, I would pick up my guitar or play my piano, and I would just let all my emotions out through music. I mean, whether I was writing my own song or just playing a song that I loved, it's always been my savior. I always say that music saved me, and it's true.
Nice. So, okay, I mentioned the piano and the guitar there, and you started learning and playing them at different stages. So, not that I would do this, but holding a gun to your head, if I put you under the gun, per se, which would you say you're better at? Would you say you're more piano, or would you say you're a guitar player when you perform?
I would 100% say piano.
Is that just because you had the longer time doing it, or?
Yes, and I'm just more passionate about it. I enjoy playing guitar, but piano has just always had my heart. Just, you have so much range in front of you, and I would almost say it's a little bit more challenging than guitar, just in the sense that you can make a mistake so much easier. But there's so many classical songs that and I'm a total music nerd. I even love movie scores, and that I can just sit down and I can find the sheet music easily and just start playing it. And I grew up listening to my grandmother play Lone Elm Waltz on piano. That was the only song she knew, and so just that I would tell her to play it on repeat, basically. I would just constantly ask her to play it. And I wanted to play guitar too, because I grew up hearing my dad play guitar as well. But piano truly has just been my number one always.
Yeah, I'm finding little nuggets here as we go along. But you mentioned being in love with movie scores and such. Could you see yourself possibly trying to write movie or TV scores, something like that, as another option besides being in a traditional box per se?
I'm not so much talented in the composing aspect. I have not quite learned the skills of producing and things. Can I hear things in my head that I think would be beautiful? Absolutely. Can I put them down? Not exactly. I mean, I would love to. I would love to be able to write a song for a movie, just a singular song. Maybe it's their theme song, anything along those lines. I would love to do that. I mean, my dream is to hear one of my songs in a movie or a TV show someday.
And that was going to be the next question with that. So there we go. And when she hears somebody's theme song and stuff, for those who are fans of it, it's not Peter Griffin walking around with his own theme song in the one episode. She's not going that route. But I know you split time between your hometown in Wisconsin, and I apologize, I can't seem to pronounce it. You guys have some interesting names in Wisconsin.
Yes, we do.
But you split time between Wisconsin and Music City, where a lot of stuff is based for you professionally. So what is that like for you, split the time between the two, and how much support is there at home for chasing the dream?
Oh gosh. Oh, I have the coolest, most amazing parents in the world. Ever since I told them this is what I'm this is what I want to do and I'm doing it, they've been like, all right, cool. They never fought me on it. They've just always been like, do it. Just do it. Follow your dream. And so I'm so grateful. I have the best support system I could ever ask for. And as well as like my boyfriend, he's constantly challenging me to do more and grow in my music. And he, yeah, just everyone in my family, everyone around me is, I'm honestly, I feel like the luckiest girl in the world sometimes, just because I have such a wonderful support system. Sometimes it's tough having to leave for a week or longer at a time to go down and leave my family, but I have a whole second family in Nashville. I mean, between Mark and Candy, who graciously let me stay at their house while I'm there. Candy's daughter's old bedroom, they cleaned out for me to stay in. And then I have a whole other set of friends that live down there as well. It's just so hard having, I have my group of friends up here and then I have my group of friends down there, and it's hard to leave them for periods of time, but I'm truly grateful that I'm able to have an experience like this and have such wonderful people in my life.
I was going to ask there, with mom and dad being so supportive and such, and the boyfriend and all, but I would assume it comes from mom and dad. Was there any kind of stipulation like, all right, that's great, pursue your dream and all, but we want you to go to college or anything like that?
Nope. Dropped out of college after my first year, and they were in full support of it. They were like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And, I do my own like studying on the side. I mean, I love learning. It's just classroom settings are personally...
The structure wasn't for you.
Yes, it's not for me. And granted, I did very well grade-wise in high school and grade school, all of that. But school has just never been for me and how I like to learn. I mean, I'm a total history nerd, psychology nerd, like English nerd. I mean, I don't just enjoy writing songs. I enjoyed writing the research papers and all that stuff too. Just the more I could learn about, the better. It was basically how I was. And, but yeah, actually my dad dropped out of school after his first year of college. Now we're also talking about the man who has like 2 associate's degrees, a master's degree. But now he went back to school, I believe 11 years after he had first dropped out. And that was when he just knew he was ready then. And for me personally, I felt like I shouldn't be spending money on a degree that I'm probably never going to use when I can be using that money for travel and having songs produced and mastered, because no one tells you how expensive it is to record a song.
The studio time, the board op, all the little things that people tend to forget. Yes,
exactly. So I'm actually very grateful that I did drop out of college, because now I have no student debt and I'm able to... Exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a whole other beast in itself. But I'm just grateful that I made that decision for myself. That's just personally for me. This was the best route to go.
And obviously, 2 more questions for you. The first one, and I know this from the sense I get from you, I get a pretty good BS detector, I would like to think, being from the Northeast. And the feeling I get, it's not to be, look at me, guess what I'm doing type of deal. But I heard you spend time in a local cancer center, doing stuff for patients and trying to give back. And like I said, it's not to get attention for yourself, but it's like, it just feels like from your personality, that's good to give back and such. So what led you that direction to try to give back that way?
Yeah, so I was bartending for my job for 4.5 years, and I had saw a job opening at the cancer center at our local hospital, and I was like, all right, it's time for me to get a full on day job, really like try to figure out the insurance side, the whole adulting thing.
Yeah.
But the reason that the cancer center stood out to me is because unfortunately I have had many family members who have had cancer or passed from cancer, as well as family friends. And I just wanted to do something to make those who are going through those hard times feel better and smile. And that was my goal every day. And so now I'm still working there part-time. And I just love it there. If I'm ever able to say, when I'm giving a patient their appointments, because I'm a receptionist there. So I schedule the appointments, and anytime I go in and give them their appointments, I'm like, if you need anything, I'm just right over there. And I just hope you have a great day. And it's just something to make them smile. Or like if I notice just a little something, like notice something on their shirt that I can relate to, I'll bring that up. Or, oh, hey, I see you live really close to me. That's really cool.
You try to have that connection with them.
Exactly. And it truly makes a difference. It does. And I've, had many people just say, wow, you made my day today. And that means the world to me, coming from someone who is going through something so hard. And it also helped me better understand my family members who went through all of that and really see what they endured. And I honestly just got a whole new perspective on life through working there. And I'm grateful for every minute of every day, truly. And I actually grew up volunteering at various different places as well. I volunteered at a camp for kids with special needs as well. And I just love making people happy. That's why I do it.
You're a people person, which is good, especially doing what you do. Music question, last one. So, and everybody is different, but who would you say are your influences?
Tough question, because do you mean like musician wise? Or
yeah. And however you want to take it, is it somebody folks you listen to, folks you try to emulate? You can go in any direction you want with that.
Well, my biggest influencer when it comes to music is my dad. My dad has shown me everything that I listen to now, for the most part, and except for the pop stuff, that's not really his forte. But
I could see your dad being a Britney Spears fan. What are you talking about? I never met her father, but no.
Britney Spears is not his cup of tea.
Spice Girls, then.
Not quite. He was.
I know I'll be getting a phone call or a text if he hears this, but go ahead.
Yes. He is actually the one that gave me the Amy Winehouse Back to Black CD. And when he gave me that CD, I drove a little Saturn in high school, and I was 16 at the time, and I popped that in my CD player, and I had it on every single day. I could sing that whole album from front to back. I know the whole thing. So Amy Winehouse is a huge influence of mine. I just love how fearlessly she wrote, and just she's so powerful and talented. And I just wish I got the chance to meet her, because even though she, that's someone who has also had a super, super tough life. And she fearlessly wrote about it. And that's my goal when it comes to my writing, Now, I also love Aerosmith and Steven Tyler's writing. That's another person who is just fearless when it comes to music. He will do the craziest of the crazy and doesn't care if people like it or not.
Steven is Steven.
He is. He truly is. And my goal in life is to say it for other people to say about me, Mia is Mia. Nice. And I'll be like, yep, that's true. I am who I am. That's just how I will always be. So Amy Winehouse, Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, huge influences of mine. I also love Etta James. My dad also showed me Etta James.
At last.
Yes. At last. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go. We can go down that whole rabbit hole, of that time period too. So.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, Dolly Parton too. I mean, I think I hit pretty much every genre there. But truly, I mean, my dad is my biggest influencer of who my biggest musical influences are.
Yeah.
So.
Right on. So make sure you check out all the links, miabrownmusic.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was such a great time.
Hey there, Friday fans. We know how much you enjoy the movies. Enjoy grabbing your Friday merchandise and interacting with the Friday family, whether it be at conventions or during our particular watch-alongs. Well, when you're looking to get yourself masks, why not check out our friends over at Camp Blood Customs out of New York State and order your specific custom mask from any of the films. All orders are made specifically. Your needs and wants are. Make sure you find Camp Blood Customs on Facebook, Instagram, and all over social media and order yours today.
Hi, this is Adrienne King, and you may know me from Friday the 13th, the Soul Survivor. And I'm here with Crazy Train Radio.